Hi, thanks for stopping by. In this video entitled Who Cares What the Buyer Thinks, and my other videos, I answered the questions that I think should be discussed before you, the seller, sign on the dotted line of a long-term listing contract that you can't cancel and where you agree to pay huge fat commissions because you just assumed that it was normal. Well, it's not normal, it's not customary, and it isn't necessary. This video asks the question, who cares what the buyers think? Well, you do if you want to sell your house. You know, selling a house is a lot like fishing. You have to use the right bait. It has to move just so and be appealing to the fish. The water temperature, the depth, and the current have to be just right. And most important, the bait needs to be where the fish can get at it. Selling your home is a lot like fishing, only your house is the bait and the buyers are the fish. The guy whose name is on the sign in front of your house is a fisherman. And if you make the wrong choice, you've got failure if your house doesn't sell or you pay too much to get it sold. Believe me, those two fails happen every day, and they happen in your neighborhood. By the way, when you're fishing, the fish don't care if you're using a $10 Walmart special rod and reel or a $750 state-of-the-art rig. The right fisherman is going to catch fish with either. What's my point? You don't have to pay huge commissions to get your house sold. You don't have to pay the fisherman big bucks to get your house sold. If the fisherman understands the basics of getting a house sold, it happens. If it's properly priced and it's properly in the MLS and it's properly presented on the internet, it's going to sell. The question is how much you pay to get all that done. Now, when you decide to sell your home, you must understand that yours isn't the only one for sale. Buyers for houses usually have a lot of choices. It's very competitive, and unless you're selling into a very unique or exclusive market, there's a lot that needs to get done right or your house won't sell. Let's get back to the buyers and what they're up to. To get their attention, first you have to be wherever their eyeballs are. Then you have to come to an understanding how and what they think, what they actually do. That helps you decide who the proper person is to market your home. This video is going to focus on where their eyeballs are at, what they're looking at. And do you know the answer to that question? They're on their phone. They're on their smartphone, cell phone, or whatever. They're driving around neighborhoods and their eyes aren't even on the road. They're staring at their phones. Crazy, I know, but that's what's happening. Let me give you an example. I want to elaborate a little bit on searching an address and what happens, okay? As an example, okay, the buyer decides that they want to search on their cell phone. Just as an example, maybe they want to search homes for McCormick Ranch, homes for sale. So if they type that into their cell phone, and I think I already have that saved here, okay, I have homes for sale, Paradise Valley, just as an example. Now what happens as soon as I do that? I'm looking here at 1, 2, 3 paid ads, and then down below that I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it goes on and on and on. All these listings of Paradise Valley homes for sale. There's one here that has a map, and maybe you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not right on my phone, but it has a map right here. And what happens when you click on that map? It shows a map of Paradise Valley, and it shows, give it a second, and now all of a sudden it shows me a total map of Paradise Valley, and I don't know if you can see it in the thing or not, but there's little red dots or flags for every single home that is for sale in the MLS, which puts it on the internet. And if you click on one of these little red flags, let me just enlarge it here, you click on one of these little red flags, come on, and it takes me right to a specific home. I'm not going to give an address here in this video for privacy purposes, but right now I'm looking at the information on this house, and it's got the pictures. I can scroll through and see all the pictures of this house. I'm looking at interior, exterior. I can go to the Google thing and get an aerial picture of it. It's telling me the age of the house, the price, how long it's been on the market, all the room sizes, if it's been on the market previously. My point is this, is a buyer who's looking for homes, they can search either like McCormick Ranch Homes for Sale or Homes for Sale in Scottsdale, or they can do any kind of a search they want. And believe me, all the information is there. It's there because of Zillow, it's there because of the MLS, it's there because of Trulia, it's there because of Realtor.com. Not only that, but there are hundreds of other agents that put every home for sale on their websites. Every home is for sale. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's priced $200,000 or $2 million. Doesn't matter. They have a system that pulls it right into their website, and it goes on the internet. Most of them, they don't get much visibility because they're so far buried in Google. But my point is this: is people who well, let me give you another example. People pull up in front of a house. Say there's a house for sale. They pull up in front of it, and there's an address, and there's a for sale sign. They put the address into their phone. They're going to go right to a website that's going to give them all the information that they need about that house. Before they even decide whether to go into it or call their buyer broker or whoever, they have all the information. And what have they been told by their buyer broker that represents them? Hey, if you see anything interesting, write it down, let me know where it is, and then I'll get it set up and we can go in to look at it. So my point is this, that's what's actually happening. You want to know how a buyer thinks? A buyer is, before he makes a phone call or does anything, is going to go to his phone, or he's going to go over to his iPad or his laptop, or whatever it is that he's using to find properties. The information is all there. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter where the house is. The point is when that buyer goes there and puts in an address or a city or a town or a subdivision or whatever, they get a map with the flags of all the listings with a listed price right there. Touch the flag and you get all the information, the photos, what it's listed for and what it's worth in the opinion of the website, and directions to the house from wherever they are, because their phone picks up the GPS and it says click here for directions, and it tells them turn here, turn there. You know how it works. If you don't understand all that, okay, then maybe you're not as technically up on it as everybody else is. But believe me, the buyers that are out there driving around and are serious about finding the right house, they're going to their phones and they're going to their iPads or their tablets or whatever, okay? And the buyer sees everything in their phone. It's all on the internet. But before it went onto the internet, first it went into the MLS. It was properly put into the multiple listing service by a listing agent. And then it appears all over the world. Do a Google search of your own, and you'll see that I'm right. All the talk of listing agents of I'm going to advertise your home, or I'll build a killer website for your home. It's all so bogus. Everything the buyer sees comes from the MLS and goes onto the internet. Believe me, no buyer is waiting for some magazine ad or a custom website to show up. Besides, by the time some magazine ad comes out, you want your home sold already, right? So your house is on dozens of websites, including with folks that have never seen it and are using your house for their own buyer lead generation. Yes, it's a fact. They're using your house to troll for buyer leads. And there's not a darn thing that anybody can do to stop it. That's why the guy on the sign isn't going to be the one that finds the buyer. I cover that phenomena in my video called Listing Badasses and Neighborhood Experts. You should check it out. You can go up here onto one of the tabs and you'll see where I have all the videos posted, and you get to them all. Hey, for fun, go Google Homes for Sale Germany and see what happens. Google Homes for Sale McCormick Ranch, Paradise Valley, Nigeria, Iraq. It doesn't matter where. In 5 seconds max, you've got a list of homes for sale wherever it is that you put in. Try it and see for yourself. And that, my friend, is exactly what buyers are doing. Other than folks using their smartphones to find their new home, by far the fastest way is that the buyer for your house is going to come from the MLS, the multiple listing service. Some buyer's agent somewhere is going to pull up your listing on their computer with MLS access. They'll see the price, who owns it, how long you've owned it, what you paid for it, how much you owe on it, how long it's been on the market, how many times it's been on the market, whether it's been expired or canceled before, the entire history of your house. Bedrooms, bathrooms, room sizes, interior, exterior photos, even aerial shots taken from the Google Eye in the sky. It's all there. Price changes, feature changes, all the comments and all that. The bottom line is that some agent somewhere pulls that up and makes a decision whether or not to include it on a list that they send to their buyer client. They are the buyer's broker, the buyer broker. I want to be the listing broker. I want to be your realtor. I think you're going to like me, and I think you'll like the way I do business. You'll learn more about me and the process with my video, Dude, Where's My Buyer? Check that out. After that, I think you'll agree with me about what matters and what's really important. The answer clearly is the MLS matters, and it matters who writes it up to promote it properly. It matters who answers the phone when it rings with questions from agents or buyers. It matters that experience, and nearly 4 decades of negotiating and communication experience, answers the phone with the questions and negotiates the contract and all the selling paperwork that gets your home sold and your money back into your bank account. And it matters how much you pay to get all that done. There's a very good chance that I can list your house for as little as 4%, not 5, 6, or 7%. And that fact, together with the rest of my offer, well, hopefully it's an offer you can't refuse. Obviously, the point of my videos is to encourage you to call me. I'd like to talk to you about selling your house, and I promise no obligation, no pressure. Just a lot of information, and then you can decide if you'd like to move forward. It's totally up to you. And yes, you're welcome to call, email, or text me anytime with any questions that you might have. I'd love to see you soon, love to meet you. I'll see you soon, and maybe in the next video, or maybe if you call and we can chat and we can sit around your kitchen table and I can answer some more of the questions that you have. Thanks again for visiting my website and see my videos. If you know anybody else that you think might benefit from this, by all means send my video or share my website with them. Thanks again, and have a really great day.